All right, you guys, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. I know a lot of you guys want to talk about this. Some of you guys prefer not to talk about it. Some of you guys say we don't need a quarterback. Just worry about the trenches. Just worry about offensive linemen. Worry about defensive linemen. Worry about getting a linebacker. Worry about getting a safety. Worry about this. Worry about that. But we got to talk about it. You have to be able to address the backup quarterback position in Detroit. Tim Boyle is not it. Tim Boyle is definitely not it, and David Blau is not it. The reason why I say that, the Detroit Lions don't trust David Blau. They didn't give him the opportunity. He was the number 2 quarterback all season long behind Jared Goff. Never got his number called, and I know his feelings was crushed when he saw Tim Boyle come off the IR and didn't get that opportunity to play. So we got some quarterbacks that we're going to be looking at when we go down to Mobile, Alabama. And the Senior Bowl, I believe, is on February 5th, and it's about 2:30 p.m. So definitely, guys, I will have my popcorn ready. Make sure you guys get your popcorn ready because I know these guys are going to try to bring their A game because it's going to boost some of these players' stock. That's the reason why a lot of these players go to the Senior Bowl, because you want your stock to be boosted. And also, it's an opportunity to be seen by more NFL scouts and more teams. You never know what team you're going to go to. So the more eyes on you, the better. But we have 3 quarterbacks that we will be taking a look at. And that's Sam Howell, Malik Willis, and Bailey Zappe. All quarterbacks are talented. All quarterbacks bring something to the table. I know that we've heard the narrative that there's no quarterbacks in the 2022 NFL draft class, but I beg to differ because these guys have not even played yet. So we just can't cancel these guys out and call cancel culture on these guys when these guys have not had the opportunity to play in the NFL. You have to give them a shot. You have to give them a chance. Last year, they hyped up the quarterbacks, thinking that all of these quarterbacks were going to come in and do lovely. Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be the golden boy. Then, they came up, the 49ers came up to get Trey Lance. And then you didn't know what was going to happen with Justin Fields. Then Chicago Bears end up getting Justin Fields. The Lions end up passing on Justin Fields. They could have drafted him, but they wanted Penei Sewell. They jumped around for Penei Sewell. When you saw them jumping around, you was like, man, who are they jumping around for? And we did not know it was Penei Sewell that they were jumping around for. But at the same time, if you're a GM, your head coach, you know what you need to do, and you have to talk about it because Jared Goff, yes, he is on the books. Matter of fact, I believe Jared Goff's contract is not over until 2024, but you can make a decision whether or not you want to bring him back going forth, I believe, after this season. So, yeah, he's going to be the QB1. He's going, even if some of us like it and some of us don't like it, he is going to be the quarterback, and there's nothing that we could do about it. But at the same time, I always think about the future. And I'm not just going to live for the moment or in the present. Yeah, Jared Goff played well towards the back end of the season. But at the beginning of the season, he was not doing well. So you have to look at the whole entire body of work. And when I look at the body of work of Jared Goff, he had a subpar season. So we have to be able to draft correctly. We have to be able to go out and scout talent because that's what it's all about. So we have 3 quarterbacks right here that we definitely need to take a look at, because these 3 guys are going to be coached by the Lions. And then you have the other 3 quarterbacks that's going to be on the Jets side. You have Desmond Ridder's going to be there. You also have Kenny Pickett and Carson Strong. So you got like 6 of the top quarterbacks that'll be coming into the NFL, and they're trying to boost their stock. Some of these guys are trying to be first-round picks, and some of these guys are just trying to boost their numbers up or whatever it may be when it comes to being drafted. When they're going to be called, whether it be day 2 or day 3. So we're going to get right into Malik Willis stats. All right, Malik Willis had 2,857 yards passing with 27 touchdowns. He also had 12 interceptions with 878 yards rushing on the ground with 13 scores. Now, what Malik Willis needs to work on is his accuracy and getting better with his decision-making out on the field. Now, out of all these quarterbacks, Malik Willis probably has the strongest arm out of all of these guys. He has a cannon for an arm, and he is a dual-threat quarterback. So that's definitely going to help him because the NFL is going after mobile quarterbacks nowadays. So definitely that's going to help him, but that's just not the selling point only. He has to be able to deliver the ball in the pocket as well and stand back there and be able to get his check downs, his progressions, his reads, all of those things he has to be able to do. So it's a lot of things that a quarterback is asked to do. And Malik Willis, just like any other quarterback, has to be able to carry those things out. Now, when it comes to Sam Howell passed for 3,056 yards with 24 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. He also rushed for 828 yards on the ground with 11 touchdowns, and his completion percentage was 62.5. And I'm sorry about that. And Malik Willis' completion percentage was 61.1. So they're kind of close when it comes to Malik Willis and Sam Howell, kind of like are almost identical when it comes to their play. You know, they're not too far away from each other. They pretty much have identical stats almost. But then when it comes to Bailey Zappe, who is more of a pocket passer, because Bailey Zappe is not a dual threat quarterback. He didn't rush that much. He will run and he will move in the pocket, but he's not a dual threat quarterback. He's a pocket passer. And Bailey Zappe put up video game numbers. He broke an NCAA record. He had 5,967 yards passing. That is crazy. That's insane. This man almost passed for 6,000 yards in one season. And then he broke Joe Burrow's record from a couple years ago with LSU. He broke the record. I think Burrow had 60 touchdown passes, and now the new record is 62 by Bailey Zappe. And he had 11 interceptions, and he had 17 yards rushing on the ground with 3 scores. So he is not an athletic quarterback. He would not be an athletic quarterback just like Malik Willis or a Sam Howell is, but he gets the job done and delivers the football and throws. Now, what he does have over these guys is he's very accurate with the football. So when you're looking at these guys, you see the different things that they're going to have to work on. Bailey Zappe is not the most athletic one, but he is an accurate pocket passer. So he can deliver the football with accuracy. But when it comes to Malik Willis and when it comes to Sam Howell, those guys have to work on their decision making and their accuracy. So they got 2 things and probably clean up their mechanics as well. But they are more athletic than Bailey Zappe. So it's gonna be nice, man. I can't wait to see how these guys are going to do at the Senior Bowl. I definitely think that all guys are going to step up their game, and I think they're going to be on their A game because all quarterbacks will be getting looked at. It doesn't matter if the Jets is coaching the other guys, and it doesn't matter if the Lions have these 3 quarterbacks. All quarterbacks will be evaluated. Every position and every skill position will be looked at because that's what the Senior Bowl is all about. It's about being able to get an opportunity to get ahead of the other teams and figure out what players you can bring from the Senior Bowl to be a part of your roster in 2022. So I definitely think Malik Willis is box office. I think that he has a cannon for an arm, and his athleticism will carry him a long way because he is a dual threat quarterback. The same with Sam Howell. He is a dual threat quarterback. He's a very gritty, tough runner. As I watched Sam Howell run the football as well. And he wasn't that far off Malik Willis when it comes to rushing. Malik Willis ended up with 878 yards rushing, 878 yards rushing and 13 scores. And Sam Howell had 828 yards rushing with 11 scores on the ground. So these guys are very, very similar when it comes to their play. Both guys have a beautiful deep ball. Sam Howell has a very good deep ball, as well as Malik Willis has a very good deep ball. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Lions will decide to draft a quarterback. I know some of us, we want that backup quarterback, man. We want a guy that we can sit back there and groom, while others rather just build upon the trenches and thinking about the other positions. But we also got to think about the most important position on the team, and what that is the quarterback position. So we always got to think about that position. All right, guys, I'll be back to you with another video. I'm out of here. Peace.